Thanks, Melody Rames, and welcome back from vacation. Well, apparently St. Thomas has suffered a lot more damage than St. Croix. Power is out in most of the areas of St. Thomas and St. John as well. On St. Croix, a yacht has washed ashore, as News Channel 8's Wes Small reports, in the storm itself in Frederiksted yesterday.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We are in Frederiksted, and right now it's still in the morning. As you can see, we have a boat that's washed ashore. This is all from Hurricane Earl. We are in an emergency situation, still waiting to hear from VITEMA. We certainly hope that you and your family have all battened down the hatchets. Let me tell you what's going on. Of course, all public schools were canceled today. Watch yourself. Here we have the VIPD out all over the place today. VITEMA, the governor, all the essential employees out doing what they're supposed to do. We believe the shelters are open as well. News Channel 8 is in emergency mode, as you might can imagine. Even though the storm is supposed to be about 40 miles, the hurricane is about 40 miles north of St. Thomas. As you can see from the swells and the conditions that we're experiencing on St. Croix, we are definitely in the brunt of it. Now, I don't want to scare you, but to make matters worse, on Thursday, we have another disturbance coming as well, Fiona. So with that, we're really going to have to pay attention to our weather reports, the Weather Channel, and also reports from the radio, stations like I-95 and WSTX broadcasting now under emergency procedure. So with that, we certainly hope you and your family are okay. News Channel 8 has to get out of harm's way right now, but we are trying to get to some of the shelters. And also we got reports about this boat that was washed ashore.
Thanks, Wes, and that was yesterday's report on that situation. When we come back from this break, we'll take a look at that boat today. And now let's take a look at that situation in Frederiksted one day later. Here's Wes.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. First of all, I want to say congratulations to the men and women at WAPA, the Water and Power Authority. Right from the beginning, the linesmen have been out there. I know St. Thomas and St. John, they're in a lot more trouble than we are. And I know a lot of you don't have power. I know a lot of you are not seeing this broadcast. This is a Tuesday morning, almost around 12 noon. All right, I want to take you to this ship right here, this boat. It was yesterday, about 24 hours ago, that we were here. Not only has Mother Nature did its job, human nature's done it as well. Yes, looting. The almighty L word during a state of emergency. This boat was looted. We are trying to get some pictures of the solar panels that was on that boat. You could probably see the solar panels before, but now look after. The solar panels are missing. Other valuables, I believe, like CB radio and so forth, are missing. But more important and more deadly to the community, we have 2 rifles that are missing from this vessel. Now, it's not unheard of that weapons would be on a boat, especially if they're coming from a far distance. We understand the owners are somewhere in the vicinity at one of the hotels, possibly Sandcastle, but we need to let the VIPD know and the Frederiksted community know that we have 2 rifles, 2 deadly weapons now on the streets during a state of emergency. We wonder how many other vessels are in this condition, how many other boats have been looted. But I got to tell you, to you boat owners out there, if you have deadly weapons on your vessel, you should not leave them unattended. I would imagine before you seek shelter at a hotel or someone's home, you should probably give those weapons to the Virgin Island Police Department so they can be checked, registered, and protected. Of course, if you're broken the law and those weapons are illegal, I guess you might leave them on the boat so they could be looted and turned over to the bad side of the community. Let me make this clear. It's unofficial if weapons were taken off that boat. This is from witnesses in the area that saw looters go on the boat and take off 2 rifles, allegedly, unofficially. By no means am I accusing the owners of this boat for having deadly weapons. In Frederiksted, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And when we come back from this break, we'll take a look at your Caribbean report for tonight and tomorrow. Stay with us. And let's take a look at your Caribbean report for tonight. your Caribbean report tonight, a St. Lucian prison officer is among 4 others now in police custody in the connection with the recent daring prison escape by 2 Venezuelans and a local. The 3 escaped from Bordillas prison earlier this month and are still at large. Local police have described the runaways as armed and dangerous. The prison break has prompted a review of prison security by teams from the OECS, the UK, and the United States. And as Hurricane Earl passed through the BVI's last night, Governor Boyd McCleary said that there have been no reports of deaths or injuries as of 6 p.m. on Monday evening. The governor, along with the Director of Disaster Management, Charlene DeBarro, told the media that as foreseen, Anegada was mostly affected during the passage of Earl, which is still making its way through the territory at the time of the interview. During the interview, which was conducted at 6 p.m., the governor said that things are not looking good and that the worst damage was probably being seen on Anegada. He stressed that on the sister island, the police station was forced to close. The storm went to the north of the island, but Anegada was most heavily exposed and probably the highest winds were taken there. When talking about the police station having to be closed, he said, "I think that the officers were brought to the hurricane shelter. There were some individuals who were stranded and had to be rescued, and there were reports of docks being seriously damaged by the sea. Anegada has certainly bore the brunt of the storm. We have no reports of injuries or deaths," stated the governor. "There are no landslides, but there are sea surges, in Anegada in particular." And in the Turks and Caicos Islands, British Overseas Territory Minister Henry Billingham is due in the Turks and Caicos Islands next month, just over a year after London restored direct rule to the island's chain. It will be Mr. Billingham's first visit to the Caribbean Overseas Territory since the British coalition government took office in May. The previous Labour administration dismissed the government of the Turks and Caicos Islands and suspended the consultation in August of 2009 after allegations of widespread corruption. And legal bills continue to be an issue in court hearings involving jailed Texas financier Alan Stanford. An American judge is trying to resolve who will pay the bills for the man accused of misusing funds at his former Antigua International Bank. Alan Stanford and 3 of his former company executives have racked up millions of dollars in fees as they defend themselves against charges they defrauded investors out of $7 billion. An insurance policy has also far covered the legal bills, but the insurer, Lloyd's of London, is trying to turn off the financial tap by having the policy voided. Mr. Stanford and former executives have sued Lloyd's of London.